Yeah, I hope my engineer is making sure I look right because I don't know how I'm looking on camera right now, but it's all good. I need a makeup artist. You got to start paying, I need money. I need money at this point, Shaka. All right. Anywho, how are you guys doing? Welcome to House of Harlem Studio. And I am your host, Kia L. And to the left of me is my other host, Shaka Bay. What's going on, you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah, yeah. One, two,
What's
one,
going
two.
on, you guys? And as per usual, we're going to have the other co host, YG, on the ones and twos in the chat.
No
And shout
doubt.
out to all the moderators. Shout out to all the House of Harlem fans out there. We appreciate you. Shout out to our hitters, the people who definitely support us. We kindly thank you. Shout out to our sponsor, Carbon Juice Lounge. Carbon Juice Lounge. Okay. I'm getting tired already. I'm getting sleepy, you guys, but I'm here. I'm here.
We 5 seconds in.
I didn't yawn yet.
Oh,
Isn't that
word,
good?
word. That,
Okay.
yeah, that, yeah, I give you that. I give you
Let's
that.
not speak that to the in
Let's not,
existence.
yeah, let's not bring that in. Let's not bring that.
We'll knock on wood. Listen, you guys. Wow, there is so much that is happening out in the world. And don't I just love speaking about it? I love to have dialogue with you guys. I definitely like to hear your commentary. So make sure you guys are after the show putting your comments in the what is that? The comment section below after the show, not the chat.
Yeah.
But comment in the comment section below after the show. I need to hear your feedback to know what the hell is going on sometimes. Should we speak about the Dave Chappelle football running tackle down on stage type of event? We
Alright.
have some possible breaking news about Kevin Samuels. All right. We got airlines uh, turning back around flights because someone didn't finish this I don't even want to laugh about this because I know that I'm going to have to fly very soon. And just imagine, I don't even know if the story is I haven't done too further, I haven't dug too further in the research, but airlines are turning back, flights are being requested to turn back because a pilot did not finish his course. And you know, like, oh shit, we got the wrong nigga on the flight. But guess what? I
Ah!
just honestly,
Hey, yo.
people have left. Remember, because of the Rona, people left. There are a lot of jobs out there, and I
Yeah,
do not
yeah.
want to be on that plane with no rookie, hands down. So we need to do some further research on who is flying out right now because because of the mandates that were required well all throughout the United States from any job, pilots were included.
Yep.
We got some new employees, guys, and this ain't looking right.
Yeah, we don't know how things are. We don't know how people doing what they doing, and yeah, we just don't know.
Mm. Anyhow, how y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? I hope all is well. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
get into this Dave Chappelle situation.
Yeah, let's talk about it because that nigga
Oh,
was looking like
uh,
he was at the
ooh.
football combines. You know what I'm saying? He looked like one of the pads that niggas be hitting at the combines.
Yeah, it could possibly be something else. It could possibly be that his arm is twisted. I don't know. It looks gruesome to me, but it is what it is. So we're gonna just read.
Yes, yeah, it was crazy.
Uh, so there was an unsettling attack. I don't know if to call this person a fan or not because at the end of the day, the person was there to watch the show and listen to the comedy show. But he went on stage and tackled Dave Chappelle, and I believe Dave Chappelle went flying down.
Yep.
Although I'm not a fan of this news station, we will read their article.
Yeah, we'll see what it do.
According to CNN, a representative for Dave Chappelle has released a statement regarding an audience member who attacked him Tuesday night. while the comedian was performing at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And as unfortunate and unsettling as the incident was, Chappelle went on with the show. Okay? So the show must go on. Carla Sims, Chappelle's representative, said in a statement to CNN that Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock helped calm the crowd with humor before Chappelle introduced the last and featured musical guest for the evening. And the man who tackled Chappelle, identified as Isaiah Lee, Isaiah, you should know better, had a knife and is in custody, Los Angeles police told CNN. LAPD spokesperson Officer Lizeth Lomeli told CNN that Chappelle had finished his act as he was excited on stage. A male who was part of the audience jumped on the stage and tackled the celebrity to the ground. Lee, 23, was arrested for felony assault with a deadly weapon and taken to a hospital for medical treatment. Lomeli said the victim was not injured as results of the crime, she said. Okay. And the weapon was a knife blade, Lomeli said. LAPD officer Rosario Cervantes told CNN the suspect had a knife and that was a replica handgun. Replica handgun. Interesting. Police later released photos of the weapon, which was collected and booked as evidence according to a release from the LAPD. Sims says Chappelle is fully cooperating with the police investigation of the incident, of course, and the motive of the apparent attack remains unclear. It also wasn't clear whether Chappelle filed an official police report, and Chappelle was performing on a Netflix is a joke called The Festival. We care deeply about the safety of the creditors, and we strongly defend the right of stand-up comedians to perform on stage without fear of violence, a Netflix spokeswoman told CNN in a statement. And CNN's correspondent Rachel Crane was in the audience and described the bedlam after the attack. So we'll stop there. Pretty much, as you guys know, as per what I read, he was attacked on stage. There was a weapon involved. Now, interesting enough, the young man went to the hospital, right? If you guys seen the images that's circling on the internet, his arm appeared to be
that
Mr.
shit
Lee's
backwards.
arm.
Like a whole arm
Appeared
backwards.
to be dislocated.
What's that about?
What wasn't mentioned was that Dave Chappelle's bodyguards stepped in right away and did what they had to do. These big men.
They beat that nigga.
And
to a blood
unfortunately,
sample.
Mr. Lee's arm does not look straight. Okay? And that's the moral of that story. As you recently know, his last Netflix series, he spoke heavily about the LGBT community. There was outlash, but Netflix decided to stick beside him, as you would stick beside your man through thick and thin. And I don't know if Mr. Lee may be a part of that community. Dave hasn't had any headlines about any attacks, or I don't know. I don't know if he's in rivalry with someone, but watch out. Watch out, Dave. I know one thing, he got some good ass bodyguards. I can tell you that much. They wasn't having it. So what's your opinion about it, Shaka?
Well, I think that it's a shame that motherfuckers can't tell jokes without their life being at risk. You know what I'm saying? It is a doggone shame that we are 12 minutes in. And
I knew you was gonna say it. I yawned.
we got to yawn, y'all. We got to yawn.
What are we gonna do?
This is the thing. We're gonna
We're
put
gonna
money
do
up. We're gonna see.
collectives.
We're gonna start. We're
How
gonna.
many times has
We're
Kid
gonna.
yawned?
Yeah, we're gonna do a poll to see at what time? Like at what time
Love her,
stamp
child.
is the first yarn gonna come? Oh damn, the second one in less than 2 minutes
Really?
after?
Are we gonna focus?
Okay,
Look,
but
look.
anyway, I digress. I digress. So
Ah, I'm
I
here
mean,
with you
think
guys.
about it. You know
I'm
what I
here.
mean? Dudes are telling jokes, getting smacked in their mouth, they getting their beak twisted. Then next thing you know, they run people running tackling exercises on them while they trying to do they set. It's not what we would expect. It was not the what we would hope for when we go and when we go out to see performers and stuff like that. But this type of thing has to be
It happens
addressed.
every
It has to be
time.
addressed, and we got to figure something out because now it's gonna be like rappers. Like rappers be on stage, they got all they boys behind them. Now when niggas is telling jokes, niggas gonna have his whole family behind them. You know what I'm saying? On stage, they all gonna be on stage.
Mm.
Is that what we? That's what we doing. That's what we doing here. That's how we giving it up. What's really good. So
So House of
that's my take.
Harlem was tagged into a little video of Dave Chappelle being tackled down. As we know, there was an additional video surfacing when Chris Rock got up on stage and made an extra joke out of the whole situation and asked, and I'm paraphrasing something to the effect, "Oh, was that Will that just came up on the stage because of his recent attack on the Oscars?" So Shaka
Hmm.
posted the video on IG on House of Harlem TV, and a woman who has something to say about this. So let's read it. She was at awe about the video being posted, and I want you guys to give me your commentary about it. She stated, Will Smith's actions will be used to turn affluent black folks against each other in order to influence the rest of the community.
Hmm.
Those two black men have opportunity to work through whatever has transpired between the two of them. Restoration can absolutely happen if we allow these two men to come to a resolve with each other. And it will be a dangerous situation if people are used to increase tension within our communities. And TUH. Okay? I personally agree with her. Those things happen, right? Um, you know, um, things are being that are surfacing all over the world to make sure that we are divided. Information is made sure that they can tap into us psychologically and influence our thoughts and influence
Hmm.
our feelings and emotions and our perspective on life, right? So that's far fetched. And this is what House of Harlem had to say in response. I concur that some method is used to turn affluent black women and men, children, and colorism, etc., against each other. And it is unfortunate that these things are continuing to happen, although we are aware of it. It is just House of Harlem is just reporting the news, Queen, and we give thanks that we have positive, influential people like you who bring awareness and continue to fight against the policies set forth to do harm in our communities.
Now, who
Right.
who who wrote that?
House of Harlem TV did.
Oh, okay.
And in response, Shaka decides to respond to her
Oh
post.
yeah.
And he stated, what does Dave being physically attacked have to do with what happened last month? This is an irrelevant comment. And what should have been said was, it's a shame that you can't tell jokes anymore without the risk of being harmed.
Hmm.
Between BTW, they were hugging and laughing after the cameras were off.
Yeah. In case that person didn't realize or didn't get the memo. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, she didn't get the memo.
She didn't get the
Okay.
memo.
Responded back to him by saying, my thoughts on how I see a dark narrative being created regarding melanated people is as relevant as you believe your comment is. The point I am making is that a dangerous narrative will be created regarding this incident and the actions of another prominent melanated figure that we should be aware of and not allow when it happens to distract us. And you cannot deal with my thoughts or comments as irrelevant. You do not have the authority over me. What is being said is that we are never judged equitably when incidents occur with our people, whether privately or in the court of public opinion. Perhaps asking for clarity before deeming another melanated person input as irrelevant would inspire others to treat each other with the level of respect, peace, and love to you, and I hope you have a great day today. So that was the response.
Okay.
I mean,
and I didn't see that response, but I'm going to definitely respond to that response.
We'll be going.
You know what I'm
back
saying?
and forth.
We definitely going to be going back and forth. And it wasn't out of disrespect. I didn't say what I said with any malice. I just needed to know what that comment or what your comment had to do with the post that was put up there. You know what I'm saying? Because you even made statements about something that wasn't even in the clip that I posted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to really get a grasp of what you're talking about, because first things first, people have been running up on stage since forever. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it hasn't happened before. You know what I mean? And it's not a black on black or white on white thing. It is a fanatic thing, which is the long word for the word fan. A fan is a fanatic, a person who is fanatically intrigued or fanatically inspired by the person up there performing. So all of that being said, it's still irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Because I put a clip up there that really showed, what happened that moment. So her trying to make it into some socio-political, affair was really way, way left. You know what I'm saying? Because she got the right one. She can't psychobabble me with any of that political mumbo jumbo or trying to be politically correct. You know what I'm saying?
Well, is anyone commenting on that before I move on to the most
saying?
weirdest situation ever?
People saying peace to the gods, peace, peace, peace. You know what I'm saying? Snowflakes. No, this is a sister. Eugenio said snowflakes. No, this is a sister that made that comment. And she's actually an assemblywoman or something like that? She's an assemblywoman in New York. You know what I mean? She's from the BX, I believe, right? Am I correct?
Yes. Yes,
she is. Yeah, she's a positive sister. I don't have nothing against her personally. I like the fact that she out there, trying to, make a way for us or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't really know her resume, but that's another story. But I appreciate the fact that
she's working.
She's out there working, for somebody. I don't know if it's us yet. But she's working and she's creating a positive narrative for our people. You know what I'm saying?
So moving on, Virgin Atlantic. Okay, a Virgin Atlantic, and this has been reported on many various sites.
What they found a Virgin in the
Virgin
Atlantic?
Atlantic flight headed to New York's JFK airports turned back to London after it emerged that a pilot hadn't completed the airline's final flight test. The transatlantic flight packed with passengers was 40 minutes into the journey Monday with a I think lawsuits are happening.
They're like,
with
bring
the
that bird
rostering
back, pimp.
error emerged. This led to the flight returning to London so that the co-pilot could be swamped out. Oh, man, I don't got time for this. A Virgin Atlantic spokesperson said in a statement that the qualified first officer who was flying alongside an experienced captain was replaced with the new pilot to ensure full compliance with Virgin Atlantic training protocols, which exceeded industry standards. How the hell did that happen? How could you make like how could that happen?
Bring that
How?
bring that bird back, pimp.
How could that happen? Please tell me.
We're gonna need you to circle that thing around, bring that back to the strip.
How? How? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like like how do you feel about that? Would you
Yeah,
have sued?
there's a couple people that need to be remanded because I mean, at the end of the day, like, how did it get to the point to where he was able to get in that seat? Like, somebody didn't check his credentials before he got on the plane. Like, what is really going on? You know, I don't even think it's the pilot's fault. I don't think he's at fault. Whoever scheduled him to be on that plane navigating that bad boy, they're at fault.
It's beyond me. It is beyond me. I'm a little like
This shit is
wary
crazy.
about taking these flights. I mean, just remember a lot of people left their job, all right? They left their jobs and because they didn't want to subscribe to the mandates regarding the Rona, and that included pilots. They actually went on strike. I'm hearing in the back end things worked out for them, but still, we don't know who is trained. I don't want a rookie in certain situations when it comes to surgery and flights, and I don't need a rookie. I need someone who has had a plethora of experience to work with me. Certain things I can give you a chance, but these are not the things that you can work on with me from the beginning. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no guinea pig. You got to give me somebody who has the experience and know what the hell they doing. I know it's a first for everyone, but I do not want to be no one's first, and no pilots and no surgery and certain things. What is the chat talking
I agree. We got more people. Oh yeah, Wiz said his security should be fired for that breach.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Security.
I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That's
it's,
interesting.
it's there's always a gray area when you're performing because you need to allow space for people to pay who pay to be able to see what they paying for.
Absolutely.
But trust and believe, I think them niggas, the security was on that nigga in 2.5 seconds. They was on him. It
wasn't too long. They was right behind. You know, they was right behind. So much so they made so much impact. This man's arm is twisted.
Yeah.
So we definitely.
Then Eugenio says, unfortunately, we live in a society where you can give your opinion without people getting offended.
This is true. I mean, where's the line? There's no line in comedy.
I think he might have meant to say you can't give your opinion.
You can't. Okay.
Give your opinion.
Where's the line? Because this is comedy. Does comedy come with rules? So these are the things that we just have to ask ourselves to determine what is and what isn't. And maybe to my understanding, there's no rules. So moving on. We have some breaking news, right? This has not been confirmed entirely, but there is a very strong possibility that YouTuber, TV personnel Kevin Samuels may have passed away. A man by the name of Kevin Samuels was brought into a Grady, I believe, hospital this morning. And he was labeled expired upon arrival. And Tasha K has been in contact with him, and she has made a couple of phone calls, and she did state that he usually answers. So she's trying to confirm herself if this is even true. There is some calls, 911 calls that have been made.
True, man.
And,
for real.
And in regards to
That's
a man named
crazy.
Kevin Samuels who may have passed away. Although I disagreed with his method in dealing with relationships, I totally disagree with it. I would never wish death upon anyone. And it's unfortunate that some of the comments that I've been reading in regards to him possibly ascending is just beyond me. So we would definitely like to give our condolences to him and his family, and we
Yes,
hope that he
yes.
is okay. We hope that he is okay, and we hope that we can get some accurate news in regards to this information circling all over the internet. So once again, our prayers are out to Kevin Samuel and his family, and we hope to get some good news back. And to all of you guys, even if you disagreed, right, wholeheartedly with the things that he was saying, um, at the end of the day, we're human beings, right? And at the end of the day, I, that's just too far for me. That's too far for me to wish death on anyone or to not have empathy or care for someone who may have ascended or may be sick or anything of that nature. So once again, we just really are praying that Kevin Samuels did not pass away. And even if he is in a situation where it may be life threatening, we're sending you peace, love right now from House of Harlem TV. So is there anything else you have to say about that?
Nah, just, it's unfortunate. When anybody has to transition before they've completed their mission here, and we just wish our brother Godspeed on to his next assignment.
That's right.
And
That's right.
you know,
That's right. That's still our
he,
brother no matter what.
you know,
And you guys out there, some people are really so bitter. I understand that some of his words might have, struck any way possible, and I don't know. But what I do know is that, wishing death upon someone is never ever going to be good for you personally or you personally. You just got to believe and trust in yourself and do what you got to do for yourself and not allow someone to make you feel that way, to make you feel so low to the point where you're wishing death upon them when they've more than likely never did anything to you personally. So, it's beyond me with those comments. The comments were very mean. I'm very disappointed. We need to do better. We need to do better. And now at this point, we just send in love. Get yourself on back, Kev. Get yourself on back. It's all good. It is all good, right? I was talking. I believe it was Wiz or someone had made mention that he uh was had cancer at some point in his life, and hopefully he wasn't in remission. We don't know what happened. Some things had leaked out about a gentleman who did go by his name, um, passing away. And so we just hope that all is good. He's 56. He was 56 years old. For some of you who don't know him, he was a male who was his words and his understanding of the melanated woman in her place in this world, based off of her age, based off of certain things in regards to her life, was definitely controversial. You know what I mean? So it's all over the platforms right now. It went viral mostly on Twitter. So if you guys look on Twitter, you will see it. No major platforms really mentioned it. Maybe he wasn't that big enough for CNN or MSNBC or anywhere in New York to really make mention of it. But a lot of reputable platforms like the Jasmine brand, like Tasha K, and so many other platforms who had made mention of it and did their due diligence to try to reach out to the family and see what's going on. He was 56 years of age, and he had his own idea of how to handle relationships amongst man and woman, especially the melanated male and woman. And we just got to keep it like that. We got to keep it like that. He's still our brother. And he made his mark here on this earth, and we hope that he's still around to continue to do what was destined for him to do. So, peace, my brother. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. It's just really, it's just sad, It is so, so sad. We just hope that, there was no foul play in his situation, and we hope that everything is all good. Ooh. People are already making rhymes about him. They're doing a lot right now. Anywho, let me move on. Shaka, I want to see what the chat is talking about in regards to him. I want to see what the chat is talking about. In the meantime, my engineer is not around. We're gonna go to some more information. Right, another like piece of news that's been circling the internet a lot about Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has said that businesses and governments may soon need to pay a slight cost to use Twitter just weeks after announcing he plans to buy social media platform plans to buy the social media platform for 44 billion. I believe as of today that deal did go through and he is now the owner of Twitter. Not sure. The tech billionaire, who is also the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, added in a post late Tuesday that the platform will continue to be free for the casual users, but it is unclear on how much Musk will like to charge businesses and governments, or whether certain groups such as a non-for-profits and journalists will be exempt from any imposed fees. And that's about it. So I don't know what y'all thoughts are on that, but I don't know, because we would be considered some form of media, some form of information. So we may be considered a business, and I know I don't want to pay for no Twitter. But if we go in as just casual person who just wants a Twitter account, maybe that will rock. I don't know. I guess he's just planning on getting his money back, right? For 44 billion, that's a lot of money. That ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? So it's what it is.
Yeah, what did I miss?
Elon Musk.
Forgive me.
Elon Musk.
Oh, this dude.
And his
this nigga.
Him wanting to charge business and government officials. I'm okay with the government. I am definitely okay with that.
Oh, he want to charge them to be on Twitter?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh.
This minuses the casual users, but as far as the government and businesses, yes. So people are just wondering, will that apply to non-for-profits? Will it be exempt for journalists? Those type of things. But I'm interested in seeing where that goes. What are your thoughts about that?
He's a businessman, so
it's
kind of hard to try to rationalize. I don't want to get too wordy. It's kind of hard to rationalize what it is he exactly, that would come from, because one thing he does know, and we should all know, is that Twitter is a big platform. It's a platform that a lot of businesses utilize, and they are making money from the use of the platform.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't even know how Twitter was operating in that sense before he bought it out.
Right. We've never utilized it to gain any capital off of it. So, yeah, we don't know. But,
but
yeah, that's interesting.
People came up on Twitter just by their appearance on the platform, and whatever following came from it. So people have capitalized on
as far
on
as
it.
My assistant and them working to build our brand Instagram wasn't even on the list. They said we needed Twitter and we needed Facebook and something else. So Twitter is definitely up there as far as utilizing it for business purposes, for marketing, because that's where we fall under. And so it's there.
You know what?
Um,
I knew that Twitter was kind of on the map when you had TV shows posting tweets. You had TV shows with like screens where they scrolling through tweets, reading tweets on their show. That's when I was like,
Very interesting.
okay, now now we on to something. Now that
I'm
may
not
be
into it.
another way that these people have been capitalizing off of the platform because they're showing
That's great marketing too.
well, they're marketing the hell out of Twitter, but at the same time they're showing how they're showing an interaction. You know what I'm saying? So
Different
now there's
form.
an interaction that's taking place, and they're using that interaction to interact with this crowd.
Especially with the government. The government is heavily
Oh, yeah, they big
into
on that.
Twitter, and they're using it to reach people. So yes, please, please charge them a lot. All right. So moving on, cryptocurrency isn't going anywhere, right?
Oh man.
According to
Hold on. Everybody on the show, y'all make sure y'all sitting down. Make sure you're sitting down for this one. I wouldn't want anybody to fall down and bump their head on the curb.
Yeah, I tell you, we got the news today. We got the
This
news
shit
today.
crazy.
Cryptocurrency isn't going anywhere anytime soon. The governor, Gavin Newsom, is laying the law down and creating a roadmap for regulatory and consumer protection with investors and businesses in California. And according to CNBC, Governor Newsom is examining ways that the state can take advantage of blockchain technologies and digital assets. Earlier today, Governor Newsom issued an executive order, which was yesterday. Cryptocurrency within aligns with the Biden administration, in alignment with these administrations, proposal released in March. And according to the National Conference of State Legislation, under the proposal, it is a proposal, about 37 states have pending legislations on cryptocurrency and other digital assets. Reports also state in February, New Hampshire issued an executive order to propose new Bitcoin laws to add clarity. Governor Newsom ordered to design it's designed to create a transparent and consistent business environment for companies operating in the blockchain. Y'all already know these people, they want money, right? They want money, they want to control what you're doing, right? And it's very interesting. It is very interesting. What are your thoughts about that? Because a lot of people say that the government they have no control over it. They try to control it, but they have no control over it. But it seems like in this article, in this piece of information, that that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or
They're-
attempting to
they're
do it. They haven't
definitely-
been successful, but attempting to do it.
They are definitely looking to find any means and any way to control this situation,
Because it's running rampant right now.
and they are
All bets up.
feverishly. Okay, I can't. They are feverishly attempting to put in legislation that's going to allow them to do what they are trying to do, and I'm telling you,
Very interesting.
yeah, I think it's not going. Yo, I mean, do what you can do with it now, man. Because when the government get their hands on
There's so
it,
many
it's
blockchains
gonna
out
be
there,
a
and they keep
dub.
creating and creating them. So I don't know how successful they will be. Um, Shaka and I are participating in two that we know of, but I know minimal of this. But what I do know is that just like the fiat currency, we give it its value. So, what was the word I keep saying? Is it decentralized?
Yeah,
So,
decentralized.
so according to the meetings that we've been having with a few of our colleagues, they were mentioning that if it's decentralized, that the government can't, they can't control it. But what's interesting is, yeah, I can't state everything that he wants to do, but it's almost just say I'll say this much, like you know how they had those offshore accounts, people are
It
using
feels a little
using
bit like
people
that,
are
don't
going to
it?
be using their assets. They're going to be using the blockchains to kind of protect their assets. Let's say that
And
much. You know,
and
our colleagues don't really want us to talk about what he plans on, but people are already
uh,
doing it anyway.
yeah, yeah,
But
it's
but that's
and
what that's
there
all
was
about.
one mortgage company that I don't know if you heard about it. I was
No,
listening
I
to it
haven't.
earlier. There was a mortgage company in I believe Connecticut
Okay.
that said that they were willing to accept crypto for the
Mhm.
purchase of this estate.
That was me. I was reading that to you.
Okay,
Yes, for
all
the
right.
purchase of this state. That's what the owners was willing to accept.
Right. So
And I think it
now,
was for like 6 point something million
million,
dollars.
yeah.
It was a
But keep
good
in
price.
mind that you're able to spend money and purchase things, right? But you gotta also know that the reason why the government is really trying to sink their fangs into this operation is that when you purchase something, you really ain't dealing with taxes or anything like that. It's like a private transaction with you and that person. You know, that's like that's like having federal. That's like having fiat, and you doing your thing out here in the street. You're not dealing with taxes and all of that stuff. If you have a product that you
Can I
want to
pass it
sell
on
to
to you?
somebody, because it does says it's legal tender for all debts, public and private. Am I correct? So, if you're doing something and it's a private transaction, there's no need to be concerned with taxes. So now, when uh, 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 the federal government or any type of agency sees a means and an opportunity to get in on
Yeah.
cryptocurrency, because people like what you're saying, Goddess, people are shielding their money by way of putting it into
Right.
cryptocurrency. And
Keep
cryptocurrency is a very unstable thing, so you
the
might not want to do that because
decentralized aspect of it
right,
can be beneficial to you.
it seems tantalizing, but it's very unstable because you can put 50,000 in, and then next week that 50,000 could be worth 1,000.
Yeah.
It can happen like that. So that is one thing that makes most people
The margin
skeptical
is not
in
even.
wanting to invest and dump a whole bunch of money into something, because the God's honest truth is crypto is only as good as the demand that it creates.
It is only as good as the demand, and that's what it is. You have to create that demand in order to get something. So what is the I have one more thing to speak about, but let's see what the chat is talking about. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Uh, Al Shalom
Peace.
says they got him because his voice was too strong. He was keeping us alpha males up.
Okay, he's referring to Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. He was. Jason said, "Shout out to Jason." Let me shout y'all out first. You know what I'm saying? Let me do a
Shout
quick
out a
shout
couple
out to
people.
everybody in the building. You know what I mean?
All right, let
Know
us
what I
do a
mean?
shout out.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Um, shout out to Silence. Shout out to Eugenio. Shout out to Wiz, our moderator. Shout out to my brother Sifu. Shout out to my brother
Peace.
K.
Hey.
Shout out to my brother Jason.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother Yashanan.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn,
He ain't your
I
brother.
be
You can't
butchering your
pronounce his
name, bro.
name.
But I think I got it.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Yashanan.
Yashanan.
Okay, please forgive us if we didn't pronounce
Shout out
it
to my
correctly.
brother Al Shalom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we in the building. I know it's a bunch of people on, but they not in the chat, which is okay.
It's all
We
good.
keep it a buck
Make your
50
comment.
with y'all.
Comment in the description box
Yeah.
below.
If you ain't gonna comment,
I'm interested
comment
in
later.
seeing where this cryptocurrency is going to take us. I'm hearing both sides of the spectrum. Some people are saying it is not going to last. They did their analytics on it. They're experts and gurus on this. And the same thing with people who say it is going to last. So we'll see. We'll see. But moving on, according to CNBC, the Federal Reserve on Wednesday, raised its benchmark interest rate by 0.5% point as the most aggressive step yet in its battle against generational high inflations. Along with the move high in rates, the central bank, y'all, indicates it will begin reducing assets holding on its 9 trillion balance sheet, okay? And the Feds has been buying bonds. Listen to this clearly. They've been buying bonds, which they've been doing since the ages, to keep interest rates low and money flowing through the economy. But the surge in prices has necessitated a dramatic rethink in monetary policy. Y'all want me to read that again? This is all very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Go ahead. Read that thing there. Read that
You
thing.
want to read it again? So the Federal Bank on Wednesday raised the benchmark interest rate. They raised the interest rate by 0.5% point as the most aggressive step yet in its battle against generational heights in inflation. So they claim it we're in inflation, along with the move higher in rates. The central bank indicated it will begin reducing assets holding on in 9 trillion balance sheet, and the Feds has been buying bonds to keep interest rates low and money flowing through the economy, but the surge in prices has necessitated a dramatic rethink in the monetary policy. This is full of it. They are full of it. Bonds,
Sound like a lot of hot air to me.
I want to know your views on that. You know, these people here, this is why this is the moment for grabs, you Moors. This is the very bare moment right here. Because what I just read is like confirmation. You know what I'm saying? It is absolute confirmation. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Damn, my bad. They said they wasn't hearing me. My bad. My mic was off. God dog it.
All that time?
Well, everything that I just said just now.
Okay.
So I'll say it again. This is a situation that they had to do. They had to do what they did with the interest rate because the financial bubble that um, the government was dealing with is ready to bust at any minute.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they kind of had to do that. You know what I'm saying? And right now, you know, they are doing everything in their power to try to keep the charade going and keep the masses from not really being alerted because, however, people are waking up at an alarming rate. They've been doing so for at least 10 to 15, maybe 20 years right now.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So this this what going on, this that's going on is not really a surprise, but it's a surprise to them because it's happening so fast.
Happening rapidly.
It's
Absolutely.
happening so fast that they don't understand and know how to stop it. People are coming up out of the system. People are seeking and finding remedy. You know what I'm saying? People are finding liberation by a number of different means right now where it is very, very damaging to the establishment. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
This is a fact.
You
This
know?
is well, yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Facts.
It is what it is. Moving on.
Hold on, I got one for you.
Okay, let me just say
All
this,
right,
and then
all right,
and
go
then
ahead,
you
go
go.
ahead.
I gotta get through the list that I had because I
Okay,
had a long
all right.
list.
All right.
And this is very controversial, but it is
Oh,
what it is. Up to
okay.
26 states, or about half of the United States, are expected to quickly or more severely limit abortions. Reverses its 49. The Supreme Court had a 49-year-old ruling in Roe
one, y'all.
versus Wade. Roe versus Wade, according to a leading reproductive rights advocacy group. All right, so the term is up 49, and that predictions from the Gut Matcher Institutes issued last fall gained renewed attention Tuesday with the leak. So it was leaked of an initial
Allegedly.
draft, allegedly, they always say, of initial draft of
Allegedly.
a Supreme Court decision that will reverse Roe and a related ruling and thus eliminate the constitutional rights to abortions. So
Yeah.
that's what we
Now-
it's interesting.
Now, Roe versus Wade is a very, very controversial, very famous case that set a precedent for the right of women to choose to do what they want to do with their bodies, which I co-sign. You know what I'm saying?
co-sign?
I co-sign. A woman going through everything she goes through between the mental, the physical, and then the spiritual war that's going on right now, they should have every single right that is afforded to them because they are the bringers of life. They're our young soldiers and young matriarchs.
Mm-hmm.
They're their first teachers. So we need to let them do whatever the hell they want to do with their bodies. I mean, and plus,
What's the
it's
plus?
your body. Who the fuck is going to try to tell you you can't do what you want to do to it for whatever reason? And you, listen,
Interesting.
give them the analogy that you
49
made
years.
earlier about why. This is crazy.
There's so many
And
scenarios.
the-
There's rape out there.
yeah.
And there are pregnancies due to that rape. And so what happens when you just don't want to carry the child of your rapist? You know, you should have that right to be able to not want to go through that process.
Facts.
There are pregnancies that are not healthy for you, and you know it can be life threatening. There's so many scenarios as to why one would need to have an abortion. It's definitely your right, your body. I don't know what this
And they want
49
to
year
take the
old
decision out of the woman's hands. They're
Right.
saying to the women,
some of the pregnancies are life threatening. How is
You're
that even
not-
possible?
you're not capable of making a sound decision in that regard.
Now there are we gotta throw out other scenarios. There are instances where there is someone who's not being responsible and just keep using that as a method of of a birth control. Well, birth control would be not being pregnant, but just using that as a way of, oh, I can have an abortion if I get pregnant anytime and any day. And so we do have to be responsible, but it's unfortunate that there's no way to like determine whatever it is, because there are some life threatening situations where you can't even move forward with the pregnancy. There are situations, like I said, where there's rape. There are situations where you know for sure that you're gonna probably have a mentally ill or mentally challenged baby, and you may not be able to care for that baby properly the way you want to do so. So uh I don't know how that decision is going to be made. And once again, the Constitution is involved. I don't know what this leak situation in regards to a 49-year-old policy, this rule, and we already know what's up. We already know as Moors what the real I don't want to say right, but God given right is, and they can't override that. Let's put it like that. So I don't know what your rule or your thoughts are on that, but that's what it is. That's what it is. That's all the news I have to give. Shaka would like to mention probably 1,000 more things, but I won't be here to listen to them, 'cause I gotta wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, and I need to get some rest. I need to get some rest. I wanted to do celebrity gossip, but it is what it is. So, it's all on you, Bill. X me out of the images right now. No, because you're about to run rampant.
No. We're not gonna do all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, we got another. Yeah. So the only thing I wanted to say, I just wanted to run through a couple of
According
things.
to the Daily Mail.
You know. So it said, there is a transgender model who is working on a diss track aimed at Benzino. Did you know that?
I'm sorry. Yeah. That was mentioned on another platform that I was on.
Oh, word? Hi, I didn't know about that one.
Your guy mentioned it earlier today. Haas, he mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
He
He
did
mentioned
mention.
it because we were talking about people who have made millions in the industry, particularly the music industry, and have nothing now. Literally has nothing, and that's when Benzino's name came up. I don't know what it is or whatever. I am not giving or leaving any excuse for him, but I'm telling you, a lot of these trans look like baddies. They look like women. You cannot tell the difference. I remember on the Jerry Springer show, they had bikinis on, they had no Adam's apple, all of the things that would give you an idea that this is a man. Their voices, they made them talk into the mic. They had bikinis on, all right? Bikinis, not even if they tuck their stuff, nothing. Obviously, they might have had some surgery or something that was going on. So there may be instances where the women, they look like women, and you can't tell. And if they don't, that's why I tell the brothers, and you can't even rely on birth certificates because they can change that too. So the only thing you have left right now, I need to see childhood pictures. That's all you got right now. I need to see childhood pictures. And I don't even know, depending on your parent and how they did your hair, if that's even good. You know what I'm saying? So we screwed out here. So some of the men could be set up, you know what I'm saying, and thinking that these are women, and they get caught out there. They get caught. I feel
Listen.
like it can happen to any of them. And I want to know for you men, do you guys agree with that? Because I know a lot of men, I'm a no, I'm a tell, I'm a no. They're having surgeries. I actually seen.
Nigga, you ain't
uh,
gonna know.
all right, well, you keeping it real. You keeping it real. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Because
But some men are like, no, I'm going to know. You know, come on, what? You got so many of them in Brazil, gorgeous. Gorgeous. You're not going to know.
Get
They're
caught on a
having
drunk
surgeries
night.
now. They're having
my
vaginas.
goodness.
They're trying to implant uteruses in these people. You just not going to know. You're not going to know unless they tell you or unless you have some,
They're not
information.
gonna know. They're gonna know.
Well, give me some idea. Give me so like, I feel like in this game right now, the best thing for us to do is I know a female and I seen her transition.
Did?
And if I didn't see her prior to whatever she did, she got the hormones, got the hair coming. If I didn't see that her before then, I would have automatically thought that she was a male. So my question to you guys right now, should it be some law out there, or I don't know, because it'll be your word against theirs. But should there be some kind of law
The hands. Yeah, I feel you. The hands.
asking like
But there's
they
some
have to
women out here
tell-
that got some Ben Seinfeld
it's not the hands,
man,
Kings.
woman looking hands.
They
B. I
have
ain't
so,
told
right.
you.
I got man looking hands. Look at my hands.
Mm-mm.
These are man looking hands.
I
I
know.
know I'm a female. Look at these hands.
I know
Like, I've
somebody
been
got some
working.
man looking hands, B. For
I
real.
got them. Look, I'm right here. So,
Mm.
the hands, no. They're having surgeries. I seen where they had surgery with hands and all of that. Like, I got my dad's hands. These are man looking hands. You see my hands?
No. No.
Yes, they are. So, my thing is, when you come across someone that you think is,
I showed you man looking hands.
I'm not gonna go there with you. I mean, he literally. It was one day he was having a conversation with a woman, and he just happened to notice her hands, and he's gonna bring that to my attention. Like, did you see her hands? I mean, but that's a female, as far as we know. So with that being said, y'all gotta ask questions now. You know, the first thing should be like, were you born a woman? Like, no offense or whatever. You gotta start asking these questions. And you can't rely on the birth certificates anymore. Unless there's a way that they do it to show that it was changed. I don't know. And you can't rely on someone's word, right? You can't rely on the physical appearance if they've had surgery and had certain other things that, would get them past whatever, because you got to remember, they're taking hormones, they're taking this, they're taking that. The only thing that I can reference now is just childhood pictures. And now with Photoshop and all this other stuff, we're pretty much doomed. We're pretty much doomed. The only way I feel like in that situation, you got to get a CAT scan of the wound. If you don't see no ovaries in there or nothing, it's over. That's the only thing. And word on the block is that they're getting implants with wounds and want to carry babies. But for right now, that's the only thing. You need a CT scan of the wound. There's no ovaries there. Now, there are certain circumstances where things have to be taken out one's body too. So that gets tricky, just like I was talking about the abortions. But that is the only way. You got to see these organs. Let me see what's going on in there. If somebody's kidney is about yay big, nah, that's a man's kidney. A woman's kidney is about this size. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things. When it comes to the CT scan, that's the only thing you can rely on right now. Is that CT.
And their some of their bone structure, like shoulders.
Listen, you see Serena
When you
speaks
look at
about
their
her bone
pelvic,
structures.
when they look at their pelvis, like a woman's and man's pelvis is very distinctly different.
What about an athlete woman? Serena's
No.
bone
I'm
structure.
not talking about that. I'm talking about the bones. I'm talking about the way that they are, because a woman's bone structure is completely different because she's built to carry.
Well, okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
I
You,
don't
I
know,
mean,
'cause
even though you'd have to get a
Serena-
whole X-ray to get
Serena,
that
right.
to figure that out.
X-rays it is. Serena made mention of her bone structure and she was comparing her daughter to her, and she was talking about how she was bullied and stuff like that because of her bone structure. So I don't know if that's
No,
really
that is muscle. She
The
can talk about bone. She might have
muscle?
had big bones, but she was probably a strong young girl. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
at the end of the day, the reproductive system, we have two different reproductive systems there, so that's all we can rely on. CT scans all the way. That is the only way. We can't rely on the baby pictures. We can't rely on the birth certificates. We can't rely on the voices. We can't. You gotta remember, we got little guys. You know
The
what I'm saying?
deception
So,
game is so real right now.
What's so real?
I said the deception game.
it is.
It's
is.
real.
I-
Niggas is getting fake waves put on their head and shit
oh
like
man,
that.
I seen the videos. Shout
Oh
out
my
to Erica,
God.
she showed us that. Let me ask you guys a question. Can you please put a 1 in the chat? Do you feel like if a transgender, I mean one who got surgery and has beautiful skin, do you feel like would you feel like you would be able to tell if that's a man? Please put a 1 in the chat. Tell me. Do you feel like you can never be deceived once you spend at least an hour with someone? Tell me. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I need to see these ones up. Do you feel like you'll be able to tell each and every time you come across a transgender if that is a transgender or not without them telling you? Without them telling you. Put a 1 in the chat.
Said the belly button is higher.
No. On the Murray show, my brother made mention of that, and he failed. He failed. That was not it. I remember this. This was years ago. We were looking at the belly button. We was looking at the Adam's apple. We was looking at the private parts. We were looking at the butt. We were looking at the bone structure. It was one. I mean, I just couldn't believe that was a man. I just really couldn't believe it. There was nothing there. Very soft silhouette. Looked like she was from Brazil or something like that. So
Oh, God.
yeah. The hair, he just blew he blew the hair out.
He said the finger lengths are different.
So you feel like you would tell. Put one in there if you feel like at any time you would know. So come on, I need these ones in there because I want to see like, where the brothers' minds are at. Do y'all, because you never know. You never know. You get caught up like that. Next thing you know, you going viral. Like your cousin and I'm like, oh hell no. Your wifey like, nah. Put a 1. They do all these surgeries, and guess what? Most of them get the surgeries for free. They get the surgeries for free. Mm-hmm. They get the hormone injections for free. We got ones in the chat. Do we got ones in the chat? Let me see these ones.
Mm-hmm. You got 1.
1. You would tell? Okay now.
Al Salam said you gotta feel it. You gotta feel.
It's a feel. All right, I do go off my intuition. What type of feel we talking about?
You gotta grope and make sure ain't nothing swinging.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, King, they have surgeries. It's nothing to feel. They have surgeries.
And Wiz said everyone was fooled on that Jerry Springer show.
Look at the 3. Right. You know Wiz, right? Look at the 3D. We looked at them. They had bikinis. It's not like they were clothed. They had bikinis. Look at the 3D video of how they cut the balls. They split the penis. They cut the penis off and they make a vagina. They make a vagina. Look at the 3D.
I'm over here eating.
My apologies, but this is real. It's already there. So there's no feeling anything if you have surgery. Are you still putting the 1 up? Is he the one who put the 1 up? Put a 1 up after me stating that. Let me see these ones.
Put a 1 up if you think you could tell. If you could figure it out after the surgery.
That's a good question. it still leads to the same thing. I'm telling you that they're having surgery. So after having a surgery, do you feel like you can still tell? Now, mind you, the surgery with the genital with the private part is one thing, but they make sure that they don't have any facial hairs growing. They have hormones where they're growing out breasts. They're having surgery for that. They're doing all kind of things to make their skin soft. They have surgery for their voice. So there's a lot of elements to just the body part. You understand? So maybe they can move the belly button. Maybe they move that too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, women, they do the tummy tuck. So maybe these people did tummy tucks and move the damn belly, the belly button. Right? Because I think with the tummy tucks, your belly button is not in the same position anymore. So
Right.
with all that being said, after having surgery and not just the private part, but other parts, will you be able to tell?
Yeah. Kay says spooky.
Very. I agree with
Because you
that.
just won't know. I'm telling you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless
like-
you get that CT scan.
Listen, it's like this. My opinion, I think it's 70. Oh, you think you would tell too, Kay?
Oh,
All right.
okay.
I'm telling you, I think it's 60-40, even 70-30
May I ask
that
another
you
question?
won't be able to tell.
Have you guys put a one up if you guys ever watched the Murray show where he had the show? Can you tell that he would have 5 people up there or more than 5, and they would go around. They would speak so you can hear their voice. They're in bikini so you can hear their own body. And he said, "You have to tell us." He would say something like this: "There's 3 out of 5 of these women who are actually that were born a man." Have you ever watched any of those Murray shows? Please put a 1 up. Please put a 1 up if you've ever watched those Murray shows. How many ones do we have? Because then I'll be able to tell, like,
Now, Kay said he remember that Maury show.
okay, and when he revealed everything, were you accurate? Were you accurate when you made your decision on who were the men and who were the women? Were you accurate? Did you tell? You got to be
Oh.
candid. Be
Wiz,
candid.
we got Wiz, we got Silence. They all put up ones.
Okay.
They
So-
said they'd be able to tell after the cert. Oh, Al Shalom. Okay.
Oh.
I guess we need a little momentum. Like everybody has to really got, you know.
Man, I don't like setting nobody up, but I wish I had a badass trans. Boy, I'm like, go ahead. I wonder what you guys tell. I want y'all to put a 2 up. I want y'all to put a 2 up if the day and age that we're living in, if you are single, these are only for the single men. When you are speaking to a woman or you're trying to court a woman, do you look for those signs if it's a trans or not? Or do you just go out and speak to them? Put a 2 up. Please put a 2 up. That's your brother. I had called him accidentally twice. Put a 2 up. Earlier today. When you approach a woman, you're trying to talk to a woman, do that even cross your mind to check and see if that's a man? Please put a 2 up in the chat. Do we have any 2s?
Oh, Al Shalom was saying, well, that was in the 90s when Maury was on.
Right. So obviously,
And niggas was being fooled in the 90s.
Right.
Think about how good
think about how good
the
it
game
has advanced now.
niggas got good.
Just think about that.
Word up.
Think about and I'm a woman, so usually there's some certain signs when I'm having a conversation, the mind, outside of the physical. Put a 2 in the chat. Like, do y'all even look for that now, knowing that that's a knowing that
closing
that's
the
a
show up
thing?
now
Do you
anyway.
guys look for that now? You know what I mean? Is that a concern for you because it's like something that's the norm now? Is that even a concern?
Okay, they saying it was Will said it's on TV, so you can never tell. Um,
Okay, so you're
Facts. We're
saying because it's
22 now.
TV.
Big facts. I'ma ask broads for their birth certificate. No cap.
But I told you they're allowed to change the birth certificate now.
Yeah,
If
they
you want to
changing
change
it
your sex,
to non.
I don't think they were
non
listening.
something.
Non-binary, non-binary.
Yo, he said, Will said these days you have to check, and then he put a 2 in. Al Shalom said arm wrestle the guard. If you could beat me in arm wrestling, I know you a nigga.
Okay. Listen,
and then
you got
and
some
then
strong
Silas
ass
said
women.
they can change the BC. So
Absolutely.
yeah, K, that
Absolutely.
BC thing ain't really, they doing. Come on, listen. Paper game is a different game now. You know what I'm saying? You could do a lot of things. So
They are
trust and
allowed to
believe,
change
they're
their sex
letting
now.
you change your sexual
whatever.
orientation to non-binary or
Female to male, male to
yeah,
male,
all of that.
trans. They got so many pronouns right now. It's just out
They
of
want to
control.
make it so hard for you to realize what it is. And think about it like this. They're really trying to stop you from procreating. They want you to be out here and be as, sexually active as you want to be. But just don't be bringing no more people into the world, because there's certain people who are unable to bring any more life into this existence now. And they don't want you, the original man and the original woman, creating
I concur.
and being fruitful and multiplying like you're supposed to. It's just the nature of the game.
I concur. It's very interesting. And when you make mention of this, you're automatically against the LGBT community. Come on, people don't got no time for that. No one is against that. No one is against your sexual preference. No one, whatever you choose to do, who cares? And when you start trying to put them in the schools, when you start trying to trick a man or trick a woman, then that becomes a problem. Or you gotta, it's like you got the unisex bathroom, but now the heterosexual male and the female have to be x'd out. Those are the things that I care about. Keep the unisex, but then still have the male and the female. Whoever want to go to the unisex, you go to unisex. But why now we have to be, the heterosexual lives don't exist anymore, it seems like. And that's when it becomes the issue. That's all. Have your lane, stay in your lane, and we stay in ours. That's all.
That's a fact.
We still love you.
So
It's all good.
I think we had a great show, a great conversation. We had a lot of interaction with the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that's on the live stream here. You are watching House of Harlem Studio.
And make sure
House
you
of Harlem
get those cat
TV
stands.
on House of Harlem Studio.
That's going to be a funny skit pretty soon. You know that, right? You're like, hey, what's your name, babe? My name is Kia. What's your name? Shaka. You got that cat scan? Yeah, you see
You got that cat scan?
You got that cat scan?
¿Cómo te llama? Manuel. Raúl.
Raúl.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? After you done put your tongue down the throat, she goes, Raúl. But shout out to all of y'all. Please hit that like button. RIP to our brother Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully
And,
not.
we hope Dave Chappelle learned a thing or two from his tackling exercise that he
Telling you.
had.
Facts.
Yeah, man, let's keep it going. Everybody who know, be sure to, we're going to go in this Sunday. We're going to do what we do. And we'll be back here next Thursday.
We got a lot of webinars coming up.
Yeah, we got a lot of webinars coming up. We're about to interview some real dope young artists coming up.
Absolutely.
So definitely stay tuned to House of Harlem Studio. We're going to let y'all know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and just make sure you get at us on Instagram, House of Harlem TV, Goddess Kia, and mine's is Shock Dogs. You know what I'm saying? And
Make
oh
sure
yeah,
you check-
and we got you got to go to certified Waji. Shout out to the
Yes.
co-host Waji. You know, I think he
Yeah.
was in motion right now. He is in transit. So
right.
you know,
Shout him out.
shout him out.
YG.
Certified
He
Waji.
has a lot of projects
You know,
going on, a clothing line going out.
yeah,
So please show him some love. some
another
dope-
one of our future sponsors. You know, Saint Lavelle. You know, we got a whole bunch of different sponsors, and we got fucking trolls in the chat right now.
Yeah.
This shit is,
also,
this shit
I am
is just
featured on
ridiculous.
another show called Live at the Juice Bar, with the very known. Are you good? A very known magazine. What's going on with the trolls? What's going on?
No. I shut that shit down.
Make sure you go and follow Live at the Juice Bar on IG. It's on Roku TV. It's
Roku.
going Roku. My apologies. It's gonna be on Roku. I was
Roku.
right.
Roku.
Roku TV pretty soon. All right. So make sure you follow us
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Live at the Juice Bar. That is a dope
It's gonna be something
podcast. A lot of great guests. We did a taping of it this
With Hype
past
Magazine.
Wednesday. Yeah. Shout out to Hype Magazine, Hype Magazine ATL, Hype Magazine New
New
York.
York.
You know,
We coming through.
it's about to be some real major moves being made, and
Yes.
we're going to change up how people perceive this this whole entertainment situation. So
Right. And on a more perspective, we got some webinars coming out. But Shaka and I are working on a big project that
Mm-hmm.
that is going to get us some houses. So we're super excited. Just stay tuned.
right,
Stay tuned.
right, we're going to be building. We're going to help you build your credit up. Crazy.
Yeah,
We're
it's
going to help
dope.
you build up your business. Crazy. Make sure your tax game is right.
It's gonna be
Because
crazy.
it's crazy. So definitely stay tuned. We appreciate y'all being on. You are watching House of Harlem TV.
And
on
one more
House
thing,
of
y'all.
Harlem
Whoever is
Studio.
not following Shock Dogs, you gotta change that. What's up with these dogs? That was back in the day. You gotta
Mm-mm.
change that.
nah.
Shock Dogs on IG and on TikTok. Are we on TikTok?
It's Shaka L Bay on TikTok.
Well, the craziness with Shock Dogs, I don't want to say it's craziness. He has some very, very, extremely interesting posts that I think is worth looking at. Okay, from
Yeah.
the poisonous foods to the flat Earth theories to why women don't want to have sex with their men or their husbands. That's a whole nother thing. But
All that.
definitely follow Shock Dogs on IG, and he's been banned from Twitter.
Yeah,
So
I don't
you
even
gotta
fuck
holler
with
at
Twitter no
Elon.
more. They
You gotta
shut
holler
me
at
down.
Elon Musk.
Yo, they
They-
shut my
They
shit
was, oh
down.
hell no, you're
AOB.
not posting this. You are
Word
not.
to mother, man. I had I had almost 3,000 subscribers on what you call it
Yeah,
on
that's
Twitter.
yeah. He don't.
They was
I
like,
tell-
man, you taking advantage right now.
I
You
telling
cutting
him
your
he's
shit
a
loose.
celebrity now, and you just can't be posting all craziness on there. But he doesn't want to listen. But IG seems to love him. They seem to love him. So
Yeah,
let's knock
IG
on
let
wood
me-
that IG
they
stays up there.
they
'Cause
show
I
me
don't know
mad
how
love.
How
So
he's allowed to get
I'm
away
gonna
with
keep
the
doing
post?
what I'm doing until they say stop.
If it was me, I would have been banned.
And even when they say stop, I'ma still keep doing it.
Well, you're banned from Twitter, so you're gonna have to holler at Elon Musk now. You gotta,
Yeah,
yo,
I'ma
my
go
man,
holler
let
at
me
that
get
nigga
back
like,
in
yo,
there.
I'd be like, yo, Muskie, yo, let me get my old thing back.
Well, if he get Trump back on, you good to go.
Yeah.
But anyway, we
So-
thank you for tuning in to House of Harlem Studio. All right, and you guys have an amazing night. I hope your day was good. All right, make sure y'all give prayers out for our brother Kevin Samuels, and we see you Thursday. Make sure you go check Live at the Juice Bar. That's going to be on a couple of platforms. All right. Peace, love, and light.
Peace.